All right, Joe, looks like lights out around the track. We're about ready to get back underway. Shire all alone in that Duck River Double D restart. They fire off once again.
It does help to be up top on that restart, you know.
Oh, a lot of contact. That's the 54 getting into the rear end of the 162 of Justin King.
Booth gets caught in it.
Yep, trouble in the back of this pack.
Kind of what I was afraid of today, John.
Well, I'm not sure. That 54 got in there pretty hard, spun King, and then everybody's just trying to avoid.
I understand we've also Hunt the Front's now gone live on Facebook, too.
Oh, there you go.
So
live on Facebook. By the way, fans, if you're in the stands, go ahead and tag yourself here at Duck River Raceway. Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter. I don't know whatever they call all that, but go ahead and tell them you're having a good time here at the Duck. We see the drone flying off again. That thing is so cool, Joey.
That thing just amazes me.
It is really cool. He can get right down there with those cars and get some great shots.
You know, my problem is I could do that, but I'd crash that thing in about 10 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, he's got it right down there in the back. All right, so it's Shire, Steele, Bowling. Then it's King and Hudson. King getting that spot right back. As we get ready to fire off one more time here. 3 down, 5 to go. We're back underway.
Tony Staff gives him the green flag, and off they go into turn number 1. And again, Shire holding on to that lead with Blake Steele now in the second. He's on the move, along with Bowling. Back in position, 182 of Justin King. He's fallen to 4th. He's trying to fight back, though, with Bowling.
King sticking that nose down underneath the 32 there of Hicks. He'll go to 4th, and now looking for 3rd. Now, don't look now. Blake Steele all over the rear of Shire for that lead.
Down the front stretch, still looking to see what they can get going. As Shire continues to lead, Blake Steele right on him. They have made some separation now between 3rd place John Bowling and themselves. Justin King staying with him as the white flag is out. Last chance for Blake Steele to make a move.
One more time around. Still not able to get underneath so far. We'll see if he makes a dive here in 3 and 4. Shire holding a good line right in the middle of the track, and it will be Hazen Shire, your winner.
Look at this battle off for 4th, for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I don't know how deep that thing went. Wow.
Good racing back in the pack there for sure. I think Russell Booth might have got a couple of spots right there at the end.
It'll be King in 4th, Hicks in 5th, and Josh Bondurant. Booth will come in 7th, and Hudson, Bo Smith, Troy Finley. The way the top 10 is shown in our running order.
Hazen Shire in that HO7, your winner. Have that pole position for the 8. Shire, Steele, Bowling, King, and Hicks, your top 5.
All right, if that's any indication, boys and girls, of what the rest of this day is going to be like, can you imagine?
Good racing for a heat race. All right, heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. Here's how they're scheduled to go. It's the 44 of Brian Fortner, Todd Fields in that F65. Trevor Woodard in the 15 JR. Jason James in the 01. That's Logan Hicks in the L16. Trace Underwood in the 21. And it's Logan Hudson in the 54 and Michael Kirby in the 20.
Now, this should set the outside row. Is that correct, John?
I believe so.
So the outside row will be what is set. One cord will do it every time. Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
All right. So 8 cars looks like out there, and let's see, CJ Steele may be missing out of this one. Here we go, Joe. 8 laps once again underway. Factory stocks.
Fortner got a great jump, but he's sliding up the hill, and now he's spinning.
Right in front of the field. And surprisingly enough, Joe Williams only called 1 car up in that. That could have been much worse. Yeah. The leader spins right in front of the field. Good heads-up driving by these guys.
Now, from a driver's perspective, and I'll defer back to you, that's got to be a driver's nightmare. Heat race, first lap, and the leader spins sideways and here comes it. Oh, man.
Got nowhere to go. It's happened more than once, and not a good feeling. But like I said, I think everybody's okay here. Good heads-up driving.
Reset this field. We'll get a complete restart because obviously we did not get a lap in on that one.
We didn't even hardly get a corner in.
No.
So race control talking to these drivers. They'll get them lined up once again. And the field looks good, I believe. As our chief starter, Cody Staff, as we call him, flicking those lights, let them know we're going to go green this time, guy. Here we go. The 44 Fortner leading them off. 8 laps.
Fortner did not get as good of a jump this time, and he's paying the price as Woodard has moved underneath him.
I think after that first spin, Joe, he wanted to tiptoe just a little bit through there. Let this thing maybe settle in a couple of laps and see what he's got. But for now, the 15, Trevor Woodard, grabs the point.
Man on the move, maybe the 0-1 of Jason James. He's moved into third using that high line, and behind him it is a gaggle.
Boy, they are fighting it out back there. 3 wide off the corner. Everybody makes it through. And, folks, this is just a heat race. Once again, battling back in the pack. As the 15-car Woodard starts to stretch that lead out just a little bit.
Here they come. Whoop. Little contact, and around goes the 54 Logan Hudson.
Well, let me tell you, Joe, that started back over here in turn 1. The 54 got in behind
the 21,
and kind of pushed him down into 1. Got by him, and I'm not sure the 21 was all happy about that because there was a little bit of contact down in 3, but that started a half a lap earlier.
Well, you know what my first fiance said? One good push deserves another.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so under caution. Halfway through, 4 down, 4 to go for the factory stocks. And it'll be Trevor Woodard up front, Fortner second, Jason James now in third, Todd Fields and Logan Hicks. Top 5.
Going to be interesting to see how this plays out now. Yes. No. Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
I am. It says I am.
You're always on, Joe Williams.
Well, that's true.
Here we go. A battle now up front. Woodard back to the point, but that 44 has moved up to the high side a little too high. Loops it around. Here comes the 2.
Oh, Trace Underwood.
Contact.
That's a head-on ugly crash.
Nose to nose up there. Well, tough break for Fortner up there running for the lead. The 21 already been involved today. Trace. That Dale Earnhardt Wrangler throwback scheme. Not the usual scheme we're used to seeing Trace Underwood in.
Now think about this. It's a Wrangler scheme, but the wrong number.
That's true.
But maybe not.
Well,
the number is 21.
He's kind of got one of the numbers on there.
Well, here's what I'm saying. 21. 1 and 2 is
3.
Thank you.
But now, when Dale ran that Wrangler car, Joe, did he run the 3 or did he run a 2?
He ran it as a 2 and as a 15 when he ran it for Bud Moore.
Okay. I knew I could count on you. So it looks like Trey's stuck up there in the middle of the turn. He's going to need some help there. Looks like the push truck may be able to get him off. We'll see. Again, folks, glad you're here. If you're tuning in on Hunt the Front, welcome in. Man, we are in for some great racing today. You need to make your plans to get to Duck River Raceway Park next year. Come down here and have some fun with us. Speaking of fun, those in the stands, don't forget, 50-50 tickets backed by the merchandise. Somebody's going to win a big chunk of cash, and then somebody's going to win a ride with the legend Ken Schrader in that 2-seater. Also have those dollar tickets to spin our wheel down front. And just because you bought one in the first round or second round, you'll need to go buy one for each round. Those tickets do not carry over, so make sure you get your chance to spin for cash. And don't forget about those $2 ducks. Trying to set up that playground for next year. And we're going to give away some great prizes. 2 wagons full of Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, hang on. Let's talk about this for a second.
What you got over there? Miss Tammy bought a picture up here. Or something.
There is a turkey. There are Sister Schubert rolls. There's stuffing. French green beans. Oh, God, I love those. Those are those fried onions.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Cranberry sauce, potatoes, mac and cheese, fried apples, gravy, a Marie Callender's pumpkin pie, yams, and mushrooms. How about marshmallows to put on top of
the sweet potato casserole?
I mean, man, this literally is. And it comes in a wagon, and you get to keep the wagon.
Oh, man, that's worth $2 for sure. Make sure you get those $2 ducks.
If I were eligible, I'd go down and buy 10.
I know.
Unfortunately,
I mean, that's a lot of food. That's well over $100 worth of food right there.
Yes.
Easily so.
But unfortunately, they tell us we're not eligible.
I know. I'm not sure why. I wouldn't win anyway, probably. I don't have that kind of luck.
Well, let's see how things have shaken out here on the racetrack. We are now down, believe it or not, to just 6 cars.
So it's Woodard, and then the 01, that's Jason James. Of course, Fortner's pulled it off after that incident with Underwood, so both of those cars out. We're back underway.
Got a single file restart that time. It worked out well for Trevor Woodard. He was able to get a nice jump over James. Jason took the second spot. May not be able to hold it because here comes the 65 of Todd Fields. Fortner, as you said, exiting this racetrack after that little tete-a-tete in turn 3 and 4.
Tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. Yes, you like that?
I like that.
Well, it's either that or melee.
Right. Good race back there for 4th. That's the 54. Logan Hudson.
White flag in the air for Trevor Woodard. Looking to get the outside pole for this feature race tonight. Hudson making his move. It's going to be Woodard, James, Fields. The question is 4th and 5th right now. Hudson on the inside will be able to hold off Michael Kirby.
So another good race for the factory stock. So it's Woodard, James, Fields, Hudson, and Michael Kirby, your top 5, as they set the field for their 20-lap feature, 1,000 to win.
At Brothers Home Furnishings, our essence is an enchanting blend of traditional warmth and contemporary style. Nestled in the heart of Tennessee, we proudly extend the age-old Southern hospitality into the world of home furnishings. Brother Home Furnishings, where Southern hospitality meets elevated style. Bubba J. Ray's Hats and More offers hat embroidery, race car wrap installation, and custom leather patch hats. Be sure to check them out on Facebook and contact them for your race team needs. And, of course, we always talk about our friends at Victory Fun Park in Lewisburg, still open on the weekends. They have a 9-hole mini golf course and batting cages. You can also enjoy refreshing shaved ice and 12 delicious flavors. Their walk-in hours are weekend only now, Saturday noon to 7, Sunday 1 to 6. However, they are available weekdays by reservation at victoryfunpark.com. They're on East Church Street, across from Wendy's on the Lewisburg Bypass.
All right, Joe Williams, it is time for qualifying for the Super Late Models, broken into two groups. This is the A group. Out first, that's Jaden Frame in the 8J, Sam Seawright in the 16.
And Roby Helm, if you're still watching on Hunt the Front, this is when we wish you were here.
This is when we get to eat more corn, more barbecue.
Well, let's be real honest. Roby travels, the Southeast and the Midwest with this Hunt the Front bunch, and most of these guys run with them, so he knows these guys. He knows everything about them. We, on the other hand, are still fanboys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a fan first and foremost. So Sam Seawright, fast out of those two, 13.28. Jaden Frame with a 13.57 as we get underway qualifying for the Supers.
How important is qualifying, especially for these guys? You're talking about 32 cars trying to get into 24 spots. Now, we're locking in the top 16, so the top 16 are guaranteed. The other 16 will have to race their way in, and only 8 of them are going to make it. To get into a race that pays $6,000 to win for 40 laps, that's $150 a lap.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you want to lock into this thing, Joe. You do not want to put your cards in a last chance qualifier and have a chance of not making this field. You've got to go out here and lay down a lap.
And Riley Hickman and Glenn Powell are doing that right now. Riley in the R1 currently is going to be fourth fastest. That is Tanner English in the 96, who just jumped to second fastest behind Sam Seawright.
Riley Hickman there in third with that lap. And now Tanner English to the top. The 96, Tanner English, 13.26. Sam Wright back to second, 13.28. We're talking 0.02 of a second.
0.12. I mean, that it amazes me how close these times are.
Boy, they are. So English and Seawright now, Hickman and Frame. As we wait for the next two cars to qualify, that looks to be the 15 rolling out. Clayton stuck in the 15S. That's the 26 of Glenn Powell on track. Joe, I'm noticing these guys are staying down low. They're working in this low groove. And I believe later in that race we'll see them get up on that high side and ride that wall lead. The fast way around this thing is
that inside group
right down on the bottom.
And that's kind of a surprise, John. That's not what we normally see.
Yeah. You see these guys go right to the top. Saw a few of them get up there and try it during hot laps, but it'll be interesting to see as we proceed to the feature. So Clayton Stuckey in fifth. Powell stays there in sixth. No change at the top as we await our next two.
Everybody within about, top five are well within a half second. And, I just come back to that scare. What's the difference between third place Riley Hickman and fourth place Jaden Frame right now? 0.006 seconds.
I'm talking the blink of an eye, sir.
I don't think you can blink your eye that fast.
The blink of an eye.
Next up to qualify for the Gobbler 2024. This should be is this the two of Picklesmeyer? Nope, that's the two of Tyler Stevens in the red and black car. Picklesmeyer is in the, whoa, hang on. Andy, a little trouble off of turn 2.
And that is Picklesmeyer in the 2 car.
Well, that's the crazy part. They're both 2s. Stevens goes to 5th fastest, knocks Stuckey down to 6th. Picklesmeyer, who struggled, had a problem in turn 2, almost got it turned around. He will wind up right now in the 7th fastest spot.
Well, he'll have his work cut out for him. But we know he can do it. We've seen him getting around this track. So Tanner English still at the top of the charge. This is Group A. And then we'll have Group B qualifying. As Joe said, 16 lock in through qualifying. The rest will have to race their way into the Gobbler.
The 5 of Chase Oliver heads out onto the racetrack. Along with him will come the 3. It says the 3. We'll check it. I got to have my glasses checked again. That's the 3B of Brad Skinner. Oliver moves up to 7th on his first lap. Skinner knocks him down 1 as he'll take over 7th. Everybody trying to get into that top 8 right now. Oliver slower on his second lap. Skinner will pick up some time, but he will not move out of that 7th spot. So it's English, Seawright, Hickman, Frame, Stevens, still your top 5. Skinner turned to 13.827, and Oliver a 13.883. So very little difference there. I mean, the gaps here are just they are just so tight. It's still a little bit amazing to me. However, if you've been around Duck River, you know I'm pretty easily amazed. Glad to have you with us this afternoon. Thank you guys for coming out. We see these grandstands filling up even more. I expect it will be cheek to cheek, kind of like dancing by the time we're done today. Next up to qualify should be 8:17 of Steve Holcomb. And behind him comes, is that the 28 of Justin Maxwell. Everybody trying to beat a 13.269 right now. And Maxwell jumps up pretty quickly. Excuse me, that's Holcomb. He's up to 7th. Maxwell sits in 11th. And he had trouble coming off of 2. As Holcomb, not faster on his second lap, and neither will be Maxwell. So it's Holcomb up to 7th. Maxwell will take 11th with 4 left to qualify here in Group A. Fastest of those two was Steve Holcomb, 13.754. So right at a half second slower than Tanner English's top spot right now at a 13.269. And just for perspective, Joe pulls out the old calculator. And based on a quarter-mile racetrack, your top speed right now is right at 67.8 miles an hour. Next two qualifiers. This is the 59 of Dillard Hatchett. And behind him will come the 64 Michael Walker. Hatchett out of Cornersville. Walker out of Brentwood. Walker, 14.706. Holcomb, Skinner, Oliver. So where do you wind up? Okay, so Hatchard 11th, Walker 14th. Now here's an interesting question that may not make a difference, John, to anybody else but me because of some of the work that I've done in the past. But the retired city administrator in Brentwood was Mike Walker. Did he retire and get in a race car? Or could this be his son? Or am I just reaching all over the place for anything I can find at the moment? All right, let's try to turn that up a little bit. Does that help any? Here comes a 44. Looks like he's going to wind up being our last qualifier in this group. That's Dalton Cook. And Dalton will be 13th fastest. So Group A looks like it's complete. Morgan Lambert did not come out to take a time. Go there a little bit. See if that helps at all. Go here, go here, go here. We're trying to make everything work. Okay. So Group B qualifying about to get underway. Everybody at the moment chasing old Tanner. Tanner and of course Sam Seawright. Group B qualifying for the Gobbler. 6,000 to win for a 40-lap race. And it's a 48 of Jack Franklin out on the racetrack along with a 212 of Josh Putnam. Franklin, a local boy out of Murfreesboro, Putnam from down in Alabama. Well, Florence, just across the line. Franklin's first lap of 14:297.
Josh Putnam with a win here earlier this year. We know
Big
that
win,
212 can get her done, and he did there at 13.81. Franklin with a 14.23. And Putnam picks up even more with a 13.40 at the top of qualifying Group B. On track now, that's the 4R, Blake Robertson. Blake bringing her home, along with the 38T of Matthew Taylor. Matthew Taylor a 14.23. Blake Robertson a 14.95. Still Putnam and Matthew Taylor at the top of the charts.
Blake will drive it. Blake will drive anything, John.
Yeah.
Asphalt, dirt.
Yeah, Blake.
He even, my understanding is he even tried to drive I-40 the other day, and apparently somebody had blue lights or something. And was not particularly
pleased.
Yeah. But old Blake, silver-tongued devil he is.
He got out of
a boy. I think it was the tears. Grown man crying. Well,
Yeah, Blake ran a lot of races down at Nashville in that quarter mile, and now getting his feet wet here in the dirt track racing. He's been running select races this year. Of course, out here for the Gobbler for sure.
Blake will slap me around for that. That's a lie, by the way. It's a lie about I-40, I got to admit.
All right, on track now. That looks like the T21.
Is that T for Texas?
It may be. Sawyer Tinker. Sawyer jumping right up to the second spot after that first lap.
Ringgold, Georgia, which means he had to come through Chattanooga to get here.
So Tinker second fastest behind Putnam. Now Corey Posey third in the 16P. Corey with a 13.9. It's Matthew Taylor, Jack Franklin, and Blake Robertson.
All right, here's a bit of trivia for you.
All right.
Do you know back in the 50s, late 40s, 50s, and 60s, what Ringgold, Georgia was best known for?
Carpet?
No, that's Dalton.
Dalton.
Ringgold was best known as the elope capital of Tennessee. Tennessee, Alabama. If you needed to elope or wanted to elope, you went to Ringgold. There's no wait. You just walked in, got a license, and got married.
I did not know that.
The only reason I know that is because that's what my parents did.
Oh. I love it.
That's the only reason I know that.
Ringgold, Georgia. All right, on the track now. The 27 car, that's Ray Cook in the 27C, I believe.
Yep, and it should be the 16, and I lost him there. Well, Cook up to fifth fastest.
Michael Luna in that 16L.
Yeah, he's up to fourth.
Yeah.
You guys motoring right along, John.
Michael Luna with a 14.12. And Ray Cook, fifth fastest in the 27C with a 14.17. So still Josh Putnam at the top, Sawyer Tinker. Second, Corey Posey, Michael Luna, Ray Cook. With still some big hitters to qualify here. Joe Denby still out there, Oakley Johns. Yeah, Christian Hagan, Braden Skinner, got some big knockers. We'll see what shakes out here. Again, top 16 locking in. The rest will have to race their way in to the Gobbler. 40 laps to win $6,000.
I think there's a little pressure on some of these guys.
Just a little bit, Joe. You don't want to travel all this way and do all this and not make the show. Like I said, you don't want to put your chances in on that last chance qualifier either, so you better lock it in now.
Yep.
As we have our next two cars on track. The 27 there of Joe Denby, we just mentioned. And that looks to be the 33, I believe, of Justin Taylor.
Still rolling along. Taylor up to ninth. Denby up to, Denby in eighth. Taylor in ninth. So they'll make their way up the list as there's still six more to go. Track worker's going to go take a look up at turns 3 and 4. While they do that, hey, don't forget, there's still, if you go down to the Merch Center, you can get the $2 ducks. That gets harder to say every week. I don't know why. Plus, that's where they're selling the 50-50 tickets. Now, John, 2 prizes this week in the 50-50 tickets. Of course, the first one is, if your ticket gets drawn, you get half the money.
Half the cash, and it's usually a big chunk of cash.
I would say with a crowd like this, it's going to be a nice number.
Yeah.
Now, the other half, though, tonight, here we go with that.
Here we go with that.
They'll draw a second 50-50 ticket to get it right along with Ken Schrader.
I'd rather have that.
That's priceless.
I would rather
that
have
is
that.
priceless.
So Christina and her sister.
Yes.
Stephanie just got up here. We bought Steph out for the Duck Fest and put her in it. She had never been to a dirt track, and she was the first one in the car. So to get me in there and took some laps in that two-seater late model. And here she is back. I think we got a race fan now.
You know, I think I may be small enough now to fit in that thing.
You can fit in that thing now.
I'm just not sure I want to ride with Russell Booth. All right, let's see how he came out here. Mark Bangs in the 376, turns a 14.435. And the C6 of Oakley Johns, guess what?
Right.
Second fastest, the Hohenwald Hornet. Up to second fastest.
1364, Oakley Johns, right there behind Putnam.
So he'll be second fastest in Group B.
That will knock Tinker back to third.
Corey Posey will be fourth, Michael Luna fifth. But Josh Putnam still on top of this list at a 13.402 in Group B.
Oakley Johns out of Hohenwald, Tennessee.
That's the 29, a Christian Hanger down the back straightaway, starting his qualifying run, and right with him is Spring Hill, Tennessee's Braden Skinner.
Two guys that know their way around this track for sure.
So we told you earlier that Hunt the Front's live on Facebook. As soon as qualifying ends, however, you got to go to Hunt the Front TV. Hey, let me tell you something. I told them, I stutter here, John, because the quality of what they do is absolutely amazing. Obviously, with the exception of announcers this weekend, because Roby's not here. But, I mean, these guys are just great.
So Hanger up to the third spot, 1387. Braden Skinner
Fifth.
takes that fifth spot. So last two cars jumping into that top five and locking themselves into the Gobbler.
We're hopeful. You know how that goes. Nothing's guaranteed. One year we spent 86 or 87. We're at Nashville for the 400. Randy Porter qualifies second. And his dad comes by, and I said, congratulations. He says, yeah, I'm real excited. He says, I don't know, man. He ain't got through tech yet. He looked at me funny. Guess what? Porter didn't pass.
Oops. Tech man will get you.
I was just being my normal smart LXF. Last two qualifiers. The 38 is Dylan Tidmore. The 19 is Thomas Langley. Here comes Tidmore for his first lap.
Boom, right into third. Tidmore with a good lap. 13-7. And I got something for you.
Absolutely. He does not need a whole lot to get more, but he won't be able to do it second lap just a hair slower. But that's all right. He's third fastest, and that will change the top five. Putnam, Johns, Tidmore, Hanger, Sawyer Tinker. Braden Skinner sits back in sixth. Corey Posey seventh. Michael Luna, Ray Cook, and Matthew Taylor round out the top 10.